And the thing about it is, I always knew that that person was jealous of me. I guess I just didn't realize it was to this extent. Because, anytime that you obtain some level of success, a little bit of success in something, it doesn't matter what it is. It could be some type of small endeavor. And you try to share it with that try to share the information with that person, and they kind of brush you, and they do brush you off. That's jealousy and resentment. And I saw that even a while back, let's just say if I had gotten a new job or something. And I remember one day I had gotten a job, and a badge was required for entrance into the building. And I remember trying to show the person my badge, and the person just flickered their hand as if to say, oh, I ain't interested in that. And I overlooked that. I noticed it, but I'm kind of thinking, why is this person, I guess it was something that was not expected. But, even back then, it was jealousy. It was jealousy. It was jealousy. And anytime that you're, for women, if you're involved with a jealous man, that's a punk. That's a punk. So the individual that assembled all these other idiots against me, he was a punk. He was a punk who actually wanted a physical confrontation with me. I mean, what male does that unless it's a punk that feels competitive with you, okay? A punk that want to wear your pumps. Hello. So, anyway. And oftentimes those are the ones that try to act the hardest and the toughest. They try to have that thug, street boy act. I'm not saying, I'm not saying the dudes that naturally conduct themselves that way. I'm not saying they're punks. But I'm talking about when it's overly excessive. Like, I want to prove to the world I'm the big bad dog. You got to watch dudes like that. For you ladies, you got to watch dudes like that. Because they're hiding something. They're covering up something. There's something effeminate about them. And that's their exterior of trying to mask who they really are. When they're probably really into men. I'm just going to tell it like it is. This person actually had a lot of affection towards men. One would see it as him seeing them as his brothers. But he was too overly affectionate towards men and had too much disdain against women. And I'm going to leave it at that. But he was a punk. He was a loser, a lowlife, a scumbag. And everybody knew it initially but me. Even the people that he was affiliated with, when I first met the person, they knew he was a lowlife. But they were just a part of the setup as well. And they were lowlifes too. Birds of a feather flock together. And I never really liked any of them. So I guess what I'll send out in this chit chat is, don't hang with people that you really don't like and they really don't like you. Because I knew that the people that we were affiliated with initially, I knew they didn't like me. But I was still sitting up in there, because I was the baddest chick in the midst. And that's not a boast, that's not a brag, that's a fact. And there are those of you out there, if you're honest with yourselves, when you look at the pool of people that were two-faced and disgusting and grimy, that maybe perhaps you hung out with, for those of you that hung out, you were the baddest chick or the baddest dude in the midst. And now looking back, I bet you can see things now that you didn't see then. Or you probably can peep the underhanded comments, perhaps if some of you receive that, underhanded comments or people saying things in a joking manner, but they really mean it, with seriousness, but they try to say it in a joking way to mask their true intentions. You got to watch stuff like that because people like that are jealous of you. I can't think of anything in particular if I've ever experienced that. But I do know that those tramps that I was hanging around back in the day were jealous of me. I knew that much. But you overlook things. But it pays not to, you guys. That's what I'm saying. pays not to. I'm just sharing a little light of wisdom. Sharing a little light of wisdom with you guys. It's best to just cut people off, but a lot of times, you think you're having fun. And then, on down the road, when you look back, you realize it wasn't even that you were having fun. It was just your perception of the situation at the time. The situation at hand. Fun. What was so fun about it? The only thing that was fun about it, most likely, was your perception. When you're true, honest, and authentic with yourself, was it really that much fun? For you ladies that went, or gents that went out on dates, was the date really all of that? Or was it your own imagination setting you up? What was so fun and grand about it? What was it about whatever was going on back then that you probably could not have found something else to do by yourself and had just as much fun? Or almost. And now, you know what? I'm not going to say that being around people is not fun and joking and all of that. But I'm just going to say, let us not overdo it. Let us not try to make a situation be something that it wasn't. Because I was getting negative energy off. It was a strange energy off the people. I'm not going to give too much away right now, but it was a strange energy that the people that I was hanging around was giving off. And I was getting this strange energy off of them because they really didn't like me and they were two-faced people. That's where their energy was coming from. And me, I'm an authentic spirit.